Hello and welcome to Rob Watches, where I take a look at the latest animated movies and TV shows. And today I'm going to be taking a long overdue look at Song of the Sea. Song of the Sea was produced by Cartoon Saloon, a studio that many people believe was out of China, but after doing a little bit of research, you'll discover that it's actually out of Ireland. Funny the things you learn when you actually do a little bit of research. I mean, to just assume that a movie like this was made in China, I mean, no one is that stupid, right? You might remember Cartoon Saloon as the creator of Secret of the Kells, which is a great film and I have no smart-ass remarks to make about. Sorry guys, not everything's funny. Some things are just awesome. I remember the teaser for this coming out like 5 years ago, and we've been waiting patiently to see this movie ever since. And it finally came out last year in 2014. Unfortunately, it had a very limited release. Not a lot of theaters were playing it. I know I didn't get to see it because I live in Florida, a particularly uncultured part of Florida. You know, this area. Seems the physical copies had a very limited release as well, because in stores all I saw was DVDs. I didn't see any Blu-rays. I saw Blu-rays available online, but I didn't want to wait any longer to see this. It's a pity I couldn't get my hands on a Blu-ray copy too, because I really wanted to see this movie in its full glory, because just looking at it, it was gorgeous. I love the composition of all the shots. I love the colors. I love the line work. I would even say the animation was better than that of Secret of the Kells. So the story's about a girl who was born of a human and a Shelkie, which is part of Irish folklore. Basically, they're kind of like mermaids, except instead of fish, they're seals. And her brother doesn't really like her very much because her mother went away right after she was born, and he's been kind of resentful of it. And there was a very great moment in this movie later where he came to that realization that he put his dislike of not having his mother onto his sister, and it was a lot of character development in this movie. Very heavy theme of family. I should also mention that the girl doesn't talk for the majority of the movie, and I love mute characters. I love it when there's no dialogue in scenes because you just see the character interacting with their environment and things like music, sound effects, and lighting, and just all the other elements of film will just help tell a story. I love a character who you can't hear them talk, but you know what they're thinking at that time. You know, they say it's very hard to talk about things you like, and it's easier to talk about things you don't like, and I have to admit, I am having trouble talking about this movie because I have almost nothing but positive things to say about it. I think the only negative I have to say about this movie is that it does go pretty deep into Irish folklore, and that might go over a lot of people's heads. I mean, even me, I didn't even know what a Shelkie was until I saw this movie. And they go into things like fairies, and, you know, in our culture, you think of fairies as like that, but in other cultures, fairies mean very different things. Like in this movie, they were, you know, these guys that live under the ground. They were like spirits or gnomes, or, you know, what we would call gnomes or something like that. Although I would say none of this would inhibit your enjoyment of this film. If anything, it will make you go and do some research, and that's kind of a good thing. I don't really want to talk too much more about this movie because I loved it and I want more people to see it. I want more people to support it. I thought it was amazing. I'm debating whether I like it more than Secret of the Kells. I'm not really sure. It is kind of close, so I guess that's good. At the very least, I can say that it's on par with its predecessor. I highly recommend Song of the Sea, so check it out if you haven't done so. And also, if you haven't done so already, check out Secret of the Kells. They're both really great movies, and I hope they get a lot more support than they already do. But that's all I got for it for now. If you have checked out these movies, let me know in the comments what you think. My name is Rob, and have a wonderful day.